Chapter 1. The Valar. Amidst the celestial grandeur of Aman, the land of the undying, the Valar gathered in solemn council atop the sacred peaks of Taniqadil. Here, in the halls of Ilmarin, Manwe Sulimo, the elder king, gazed out upon the vastness of Arda with eyes that pierced the veils of time and space. Beside him stood Varda Elentauri, the star kindler, her gaze as bright and infinite as the heavens she adorned with her illuminations. All is not well in the world of men, Manwe lamented, his voice echoing like a gentle breeze across the mountaintops. We have watched from afar as Middle-earth has fractured into realms unknown, and our children, the firstborn, have departed these shores. Only men remain, wandering in the shadow of our memory. Varda nodded, her thoughts as luminous as the stars she guided. Indeed, my beloved, she replied, her voice a melody of ancient light. Yet in their hearts, a flicker of our light persists. They name their lands with words of power: Westeros, Essos, Sothorios, and Althos, each a fragment of what once was. Still, I fear a new darkness stirs in the void beyond. Manwe turned his gaze to the constellation newly wrought by Varda's hand, a celestial warning to the world below. Morgoth's shadow lingers, he mused, his words a solemn promise. Though he is cast into the outer void, his malice seeks form anew. We must prepare, for his servants yet roam these lands, awaiting their master's return. Nearby, Ulmo, Lord of Waters, rose from his seat, his presence as fluid and deep as the oceans he commanded. The sea's whisper of change, he said, his voice like the rolling tides. In the depths, I heard the echoes of Morgoth's malice. The creatures of the abyss stir restlessly. All the smith, the master of all crafts, nodded gravely. And in the mountains, the dwarves have turned to stone, their voices silenced by ages of neglect. Yet their works endure, hidden in the earth, awaiting the hands of those who would wield them for good or ill. Then let us not be idle, said Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, her eyes green with the life of the world. Though the Ents have become the weirwood trees, and the Huorns grow wild and untamed, the forests still whisper their ancient songs. They must be protected, for within them lies the memory of what was, and the hope of what may yet be. Nienna, the Lady of Mercy, spoke softly from the shadows, her voice a balm to the weary hearts of her kin. In sorrow there is strength, she reminded them. Even as the world changes, the Valar remain its guardians. We must listen to the cries of Arda and answer with wisdom and compassion. Tulkas Astaldo, the champion of the Valar, rose with a fierce light in his eyes, his laughter echoing like thunder. Let Morgoth return, he declared, his spirit unyielding. We shall meet him with the strength of Arda united, for the spirit of the world is greater than the sum of its parts. Thus, the Valar resolve to watch over the world of men, their eyes ever vigilant, their hearts steadfast. In the lands of Westeros and Essos, the echoes of their ancient power could still be felt, a whisper of the divine in a world that had forgotten its gods. Yet as the stars shone brightly overhead, a new chapter in the history of Arda began, one where the deeds of men would shape the fate of all. And so, the Valar turned their gaze once more to the lands below, knowing that in the unity of their purpose, and in the strength of the men who walked under the stars, lay the hope for a world reborn. As the council of the Valar continued in the lofty heights of Taniqadil, thoughts turned to those ancient beings who still lingered in the corners of the world, remnants of a time when the earth was young. Orome, the huntsman of the Valar, leaned forward with a glint of determination in his eyes. "The great beasts of old still roam the lands," he said, his voice as deep and resounding as a hunter's horn. "The wargs, mistaken for common wolves, stalk the forests of Westeros, and in the southern reaches of Althos, the Mumakil, mighty as the Oliphants of yore, tread the earth with a majesty that stirs the hearts of men." "Indeed," interjected Namo, known to many as Mandos, the doomsman of the Valar, his voice a solemn echo from the halls of destiny. "And the Barrow Wights, those spectral remnants, wander the barrows and tombs, their presence a grim reminder of the past. Yet they serve as a warning to the living, a testament to the consequences of forgotten oaths and broken alliances. There the weaver, who spins the tales of time into her tapestries, spoke with a voice like the rustle of ancient scrolls. The threads of fate are woven tightly, she observed. In their patterns, the destiny of men and the echoes of the past are intertwined. The weirwood trees, born of the Ents, stand as silent witnesses to the passage of time, their roots deep in the history of the world. Urmo, or Lorien, the master of dreams and visions, shared his insights with a tone both mystic and contemplative. In dreams, the men of these lands see what once was and what could be. Their visions are colored by the myths of old, the stories of heroes and the whispers of forgotten gods. It is in dreams that the potential for greatness is born. As the Valar deliberated, their thoughts turned to the creatures of the air, the great eagles, who still visited the lands of men, soaring high above the mountains and valleys. Manwë, who held dominion over all birds, spoke with pride. "The eagles are our eyes and ears," he declared. "They carry messages between our realms and the world of men, guardians of the skies and heralds of change." Finally, Este, the healer of hurts and weariness, offered her gentle wisdom. "Though the world has shifted and changed, healing is ever possible," she assured them. "In the hearts of men lies the capacity for renewal and hope. It is through compassion and understanding that the wounds of the world may mend." With these words, the Valar concluded their council, each departing to their appointed tasks, their resolve firm to guide and protect the world from afar. They knew that the age of men was fraught with challenges, yet it was also rich with potential. The Valar, though distant, would always be a presence in the world, their influence felt in the winds, the waters, the forests, and the dreams of those who dared to reach for the stars. Thus, as the stars continued to shine brightly in Varda's night sky, the Valar watched over the unfolding saga of Arda's seventh age, knowing that their vigilance and wisdom would light the path for those who sought their own destiny amidst the echoes of ancient power. As the council of the Valar dispersed, their presence lingered like a gentle breeze over the lands of Aman. Yet there remained aspects of the world that called for their attention, elements often overlooked but equally vital to the tapestry of Arda. Nessa, the dancer, whose joy and vitality invigorated all living things, spoke of the creatures that inhabited the lesser-known corners of the world. "In the forests and fields of Westeros and beyond," she mused, her voice light as a spring breeze, "there remain creatures of old whose spirits dance with the rhythm of the earth. The graceful deer and the bounding hares, the songbirds that fill the air with music, these are the unseen spirits that bring life and joy to the world of men." Her husband, Tolkien Astaldo, ever the champion, nodded in agreement. "And let us not forget the strength and courage found not only in men, but in the beasts that serve them," he added. "The horses, noble and steadfast, who have carried heroes across the lands, their hooves pounding the earth like thunder. They are companions and allies in the great struggles of our time." Meanwhile, Vanna the ever-young, whose touch brought eternal bloom to the gardens of Aman, reminded the council of the beauty that flourished amidst the tumult of the world. "The gardens of Arda," she said with a voice like the gentle rustle of leaves, "are resilient and enduring, even in the lands of men, where war and strife have left their mark. Flowers bloom and trees bear fruit. In every corner, life persists, a testament to the enduring spirit of creation." The attention of the Valar also turned to the realms unseen, the mysteries that lay beneath the surface of the world. Aule spoke again, his thoughts on the deep places of the earth. "The mines and caverns, the veins of ore and precious gems, remain hidden treasures in the world of men," he noted. "Though the dwarves have turned to stone, their legacy endures in the craftsmanship and industry of those who seek the secrets of the earth." The Valar also acknowledged the subtle influences that shape the hearts and minds of men. Nienna, in her wisdom, spoke of the power of empathy and understanding. "In sorrow, there is a bond that unites all beings," she reflected. "It is through shared pain and compassion that men find strength in one another, a force more potent than any weapon." In the east, where the lands of Essos stretched to horizons unknown, the Valar perceived the rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of cultures and traditions. Orome, who had once roamed those lands, sensed the pulse of life in its myriad forms. "In Essos, the diversity of peoples and their ways is a tapestry woven from the threads of many ages," he observed. "From the Dothraki plains to the cities of Karth and beyond, each culture adds its own voice to the song of the world." Thus, as the first chapter of this new age drew to a close, the Valar, from their distant vantage, recognized the complexity and beauty of the world they had shaped. They knew that while they played a role in its creation, it was now in the hands of men to write the next chapters of its story, to face the challenges and seize the opportunities that lay before them. With this understanding, the Valar watched and waited, their spirits intertwined with the fate of Arda, ready to guide and inspire those who would listen to the whispers of the ancient world and the songs of the stars above.